Alright, so this is our second game of the night. I had planned for Heartbreak High and then didn't really know what else I wanted to do. I went and checked what I had on itch, and I've had this on itch forever. They might have given it away for free at some point. I remember when this game came out. I was emotionally immature. And definitely sort of blew it off as I mean, at this point, walking simulator is a genre, but some about this one, how easy it is to beat if you know where secrets are. I don't know, at the time I just couldn't accept it, but I am definitely more emotionally mature. And I think enough time has passed that I can play this game. I don't remember much about it, I'll be honest. But I feel like I'm finally in a emotional place and far enough detached from the person I was in my youth that I can enjoy it. Subjectively and objectively. Impartially, even. I'm just looking when this came out. Yeah, 2013. So I was a young 20-year-old, so I was dumb. I was still in college at the time for animation. So this is a Unity game, so we'll see how it runs at max settings. Arrow to walk, mouse to look around. We're not going to play with commentary or anything. Although that might be fun for me to do personally a little later. Or if anybody's watching, check that out as well. This team's doing nowadays.
Hi, Mom. So I got my ticket home from Europe. I get back on June 6th, but it's a really late flight because that was the cheapest, so it gets in at midnight. But don't worry, I'll get a shuttle from the airport so you don't have to pick me up. Like, really, seriously, you don't have to. Okay, so, love you. See you soon. Bye.
In 1995, I was a baby. I'm just reading up on Fullbright. Former BioShock people. Oh, right, they did open roads. I watched a few streams of that, and it looked cool. I've heard Tacoma's cool as well. I haven't seen like a full playthrough of anything. We're actually going to open the options and turn the main volume down. Okay. Katie, I'm sorry I can't be there to see you, but it is impossible. Please, please don't go digging around trying to find out where I am. I don't want Mom and Dad, anyone, to know We'll see each other again someday. Don't be worried. I love you, Sam. Locked door. So one thing is, the brightness. Adjust brightness. Ooh, yeah. We're gonna raise that. Okay, I see. Can I can't go out there. But it's like a porch situation. Alright, so we're looking for a lost key. Or probably a spare around here somewhere. Wait, is that a price tag? $5.99. House key. Okay, so that's me. My boarding pass. Key. Oh cool, there's a map. Journal. Probably should have looked up how long this was. Can I not bring my bags inside? I feel like I... Alright, I guess people with porches, especially ones that are closed off like this, have the luxury of doing that. This is... I mean, no wonder they could afford to send their kids to Europe. Oh, Stephen King. Alright, somebody's a fan of authors. Cleansing powder, okay. Thinking about raising the brightness again. Sam. Daniel from the old neighborhood called. Wants to come to see that new house. Call him back. Mom, Daniel was a total weirdo. Only reason I ever hung out with him in the first place is to have a Nintendo. Is he had a Nintendo when we were little.
Sam. Sam. Hello. Sam. Sam, where are you? Really? I need to talk to you. Please be there.
Hi, Mom. So I got my ticket home from Europe.
There's the one I sent.
June 6th, but it's a really late flight because that was the cheapest, so it gets in at midnight. But don't worry, I'll get a shuttle from the airport so you don't have to pick me up. Like, really seriously, you don't have to. Okay, so, love you. See you soon. Bye.
Here, now maybe I could see something. Okay, quick check the map. Hey, it's one of the postcards I sent. Hi Mom, Dad, and Sam. I'm in Paris. I've done many Parisian things, including eating the petite damier and wearing a beret. Gonna have lots of film to develop when I get back. Sam, I'm bringing back something from the Shakespeare Book Company, since you're my favorite sister. Love you all, Katie. Mom, Dad, and Sam, 1 Arbor Hill. Weird. Boone County, Oregon. I think that's Oregon. I'm Canadian, so I don't have to care. Well, I don't have to throw it on the floor. Welcome, new student. We hope that you're excited about your first day at Goodfellow High as we are. Please be sure to bring the following with you on your first day of classes so that you can get right into the swing of things. 30 folder, notebook per period, 6 pens, 6 pencils, colored pencils, combination lock, lunch or $2.50 for the school, a positive attitude. Remember to get plenty of sleep. First bell rings at 8 a.m. Jeez.
Oh my god. You are so lucky you finished high school before we moved into this house. So, it's the first day of school, and there I am, introducing myself to the class. And I say that I just moved into the house on Arbor Hill. All of a sudden, every kid in the room turns and just stares like I suddenly transformed into a mutant. I just stood there, wishing pretty hard for a rewind button. Because now maybe nobody knows my name, but they all know who I am. The Psycho House Girl. Great.
Obituary. Oscar Masson, 60, of Boone County, died peacefully in his home. Hassan was born in the house that would be the home for the rest of his life. Degree in pharmacy, Boone County. Well-loved figure. Seldom seen outside the home. So this must have been his house. The killing of JFK, a theory. You've seen the movie, now discover the truth. This is like the father's study, I imagine. Pioneer CLD combination laser disc player. $1,000. Double-sided play. And just parameters for CD player. They say that a jack of all trades is a master of none. I have to disagree. Mastery is not a question of specialization, but sureness of purpose and dedication to craft. If you happen to be in the market for a combination LD CD player, you'll be glad to know the Pioneer seems to share this particular. Okay, so he reviews CD players for a living. Ooh, okay. Combination on the top. Can I open this? Doesn't look like it. Okay, electrical inspection. This must be for the house. Meets the local codes. Wiring in houses technically up to safety and amperage requirements. However, multiple layers of wiring have been added into structure over the last 100 years. System is frequently unpredictable. Lights blink out for no clear reason. Pressure on floorboards and door frames disrupts circuits wired directly behind the surface. Properly rewiring the electrical system would be highly destructive to the walls, floor, and fixtures of the structure. Discussion with Mr. Greenbrier. Since there are no current safety concerns, issues will not be addressed. Okay, so walking in certain doors is going to trigger the lights to go out. Oh, come on, that feels like clearly, look at this. Come on now. Stranger under my roof. Teen years are fraught with a change of all types. Cold insight into your teen's behavior. 0451. Okay. Dear Terrence, David asked me to write you regarding the reviews you've been submitting the last few months. Frankly, they're becoming more trouble than they're worth from an editing standpoint. There's a word limit. It's your job to stay under it, not mine to cut back to it. Even then, it's becoming harder and harder to weed out the tangents and non sequiturs from the usable copy without heavy rewrites. The readers of Home Theater Aficionado want to hear about the quality and value of the hardware, not ruminations on your childhood. For what were up to me, I wouldn't be writing this letter. I'd just be cutting you loose. Tons of guys half your age who could take half your rate to write stuff I could actually use. But David's known you for a long time, and he's the boss. I'm giving you one more shot on this, on his say-so. You should write him a nice note thanking him for his patience and generosity. Look through your old stuff and start submitting reviews like that again. Then everyone will be happy. 0451. Okay. So the writer magazine makes sense. It seems to be the fathers. Alright, true stories. I was a teenage drag queen. The male gaze had a subvertive. 90210. Does anybody still care? Fun fact, I'm named after that show. Yeah, coaster. So one thing that I am remembering about this game, what's this? Oh, he wrote books. Oh, he wrote books about JFK. It looks like, oh, that's, and it's also where he's, I just saw Japan's bloody wars on dolphins and was curious. His unsold books is where he, hides his porno magazine. Yeah, it is the 90s. So this must be his other book. No, that's a different guy. Dear Mr. Masson, please find enclosed your original document and a typed copy for your records. The notarized copy has been filed at our offices. Thank you for entrusting our form with this important matter. So this is a will from Oscar Masson. So he got the house in a will from Oscar Masson. Okay, so it was his nephew. Okay, I see. So there was a relation. Somebody likes the X-Files. I wonder if they grabbed a actual TV guide for this.
This is a severe weather warning. The Northwest Weather Service reports high winds and torrential rain conditions.
You know that feeling where the first moment you see someone, it's like they have a big gold star around them, and you have to get to know them? Well, there's this girl. I think she's a senior. She's usually dressed kind of punk. But sometimes I see her in this, like, army uniform. And she's always drawing in this notebook, looking so intense. I had no idea how I would ever, like, have an excuse to talk to her. Till I noticed she and her friends hang out and play Street Fighter at the 7-Eleven every day after school.
This is a severe weather. The Northwest Weather Service reports
I was going to say it earlier, but one thing
conditions affecting the following
I remember is that, like,
Austin County.
part of this game is, everybody's missing creepy house, and everything ends up fine, but there is, like,
Residents are strongly urged to stay
a clear, like,
secure all
queer narrative going on regarding one character, and I have a strong feeling it might be the sister. Hi Terry, enclosed, please find a pioneer. Yeah. Half-page review. Check its CD. I'm gonna turn the TV off so I don't have to hear that noise. I am gonna look for a light source though in this room. Cassette. Nice. I really hope that's royalty free. Terry, hey man, how you been? I know you're a published author and everything now, but my editor at High Five Aficionado, so this is decades ago. I'm trying to find a publisher for your latest work of literature, and writing stereo reviews is dead simple. Sit at home with a glass of scotch, listen to some records, and write up how it sounds, and then get paid. I'm worried about the copyright, but definitely getting some cherry bomb riots. This sister's not straight if she's listening to them. What do we got here? Heaven at the Edge of the World. Samantha, grade 2. Turtle People. Captain Allegra looked off at the ocean. It went on forever, or so it seemed. Someday she would find the edge and get to the paradise there. Then she heard a cannon fire. Boom. It was the black pirate ship. She yelled. I thought we lost them at Horse Island, the first mate said. Looks like you thought too soon. The black ship came up along the side. Captain Black himself came out on the deck of the black ship. He yelled to Captain Allegra, They're never gonna find the edge. There ain't no paradise, and your father were a liar. Captain Allegra yelled back, Then why do you keep following us, you imbecile? The first mate yelled out, We'll stop you, Captain Black. We'll find the edge of the world, and you'll see her father was no liar. The battle kept going until Captain Allegra's ship got away. Now west, she said. The ship sailed towards the sunset. Fireplace. Interesting. Hold on, I have to... Okay, there we go. Some of that stuff was getting hard to read. Hey, are you the girl Sam? I'm Tommy. I'm at the back behind you. Wave if you get this and write back. Hi, Tommy. Yes, I'm Samantha, and yes, I'm new. What's up? Just since you're new, maybe you could use a friend. I don't have a lot of friends either, so I thought I'd ask something if you don't mind. Do you mind? No, I don't mind. What did you want to ask? Was it just your uncle who went psycho, or does it run in the family? I wonder what happened to him. This house is huge. Jeez. United States National Forestry. What's this? Coupons. So is this the It's just isn't like a library with a bar. This is gonna be half the game. It's just me going, wow, this place is huge. Desk of Donald Frapps, publisher. To Mr. Terrence Greenbrier, I write to inform you that unfortunately Mercury Books will be unable to publish your follow-up to The Accidental Pariah. Despite the low sales of The Accidental Savior, we went ahead with the publication of the second books in hope of the John Russell series catching on. However, low sales. So he's a failed writer. And he has to write reviews for a magazine. So, music room. Another supply closet. Samantha, please give this to your mother. Janice, thank you for having Danny over to your new home. He missed having his friend Samantha in the neighborhood very much. Danny asked if he could lend Samantha his Nintendo Street Fighting type, and I gave my permission. He needs to spend less time with those games anyway, no hurry returning it. Let Samantha know that she is welcome back to our house. Visit anytime. Sincerely, Mary Shoots.
When you live in one place your whole life, your next door neighbor is kind of like your default friend. And Daniel only got weirder over the years. So moving away has been a good excuse to, like, not see him anymore. But he did always have the good Nintendo games. Maybe I'll give him a call.
I get the implication that Danny developed a bit of a crush on Sam, but for some reason, Sam was unable to reciprocate. More of Dad's books. Just fills the house. Okay, let's finish off this wing. More coupons, some dice, a lip balm. Katie, please tell Mom and Dad sorry about the stuff that's missing Sam. Hi, Lonnie. So you want to come over to my house still this afternoon? That would be cool. I can drive. Kind of far, but I can drive you home too, so hopefully that's fine. Right back and leave this in my locker if you still want. We can meet up in the parking lot after 6. Yeah, I am totally, in, see there. Then I'm gonna kick your butt. Get ready. You. Alright, so they play Street Fighter.
So you know what they say about the best laid plans of mice and men? Yeah, turns out it applies to Street Fighter too. At least I worked up the courage to walk into the 7-Eleven and ask for a turn, but all that practice at home did not exactly translate in the wild. So after I was finished getting my butt kicked, I followed them outside while they smoked. And that was when she asked me if I was that psycho house girl. But then she said she's always really wanted to see the psycho house. Her name is Lonnie. She's coming over tomorrow.
Locked. Alright. I think my sister here has a little bit of a crush on Lonnie. Just gonna guess. Just imagining when the parents do come home, like, alright, your daughter has systematically opened every single door in the home and turned on every lights. Anyway, I think it's over here. I know, like, under the staircase is, like, the hidden key or something to finish the game. That's one thing I remember. The speed run for this, if you know where to go, takes, like, 2 minutes. The closet. Okay, so our mom works for the forestry. That explains some of that. Goodfellow High School jacket. Front hall. Okay. So they're still doing some unpacking. Board game. Novel traveling game. Wonder what that's like. Yeah, they're still doing some unpacking here. Invoice.
Dear Katie, so much has changed, even just since you've been away. We moved into this house. I'm in a new school. And my big sister being gone for a year doesn't make it any easier. It doesn't feel real. But I'm not gonna let it faze me. I used to tell you everything, and if I can't do it in person, because you're off gallivanting around who knows where, I'll tell it to this journal. Just like I was talking to you.
The almost $3,000 for a move seems like a lot, but then you're like, alright, they're able to fill this house. Then you kind of get it. Yeah, I've already been in here, but I thought I'd double check. Oh good, I could systematically turn every faucet on too if I wanted. Well, let's finish off the first floor, I think. Yeah, I had it there for a second. Yep. We're gonna ignore that. Just the one thing I remembered is the speedrun tech. Alright, they have a Bible. Alright, so I did track as a kid. I don't think that's important. Rancho en Mexico. Telephone directory. Another locked door. I guess we're going up. Okay, cool, it marks them. Controlled burn scheduled for Boone County. Plumes of smoke will rise above the northeastern region of Boone County over the better part of next week as part of a Forestry Service run controlled burn of overgrown sections of the Flint Hawk National Forest. Forestry crews have been preparing the area for months. The burn operation will take place between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and possibly into Thursday, depending on the speed of progress, according to the Forestry Service. In addition to removing dead and overgrown vegetables that can lead to wildfires in the drier months, the operation will serve as a valuable training tool for the forestry and firefighting personnel involved, said senior conservationist Janice Greenbrier. Another pack of cards. Weekly planner. Monday, couples bowling. Wednesday, cooking class. Take apron. Friday, ballroom dancing. Couples bowling, cooking class, ballroom dancers. Cooking class, ballroom dancing. Cook the big meal for Terry and Sam. Notice of temporary personal transfer. Pendleton, head of personnel, State Forestry Service. To aid in the upcoming prescribed burn operation, a ranger with expertise in the procedures being transferred to the station at the Flint Hawk National Forest, effective, this is American, so it's, is it month, day, year, or day, month, year there? I don't remember. Okay, well, it's signed the 8th down there, so it must be months. So August. Alright, so she got, the wife is in charge of, new personnel at work during the previous year. It's the fall. For Sam.
It's weird hanging out with girls. Daniel was around ever since I was little, and other girls? I don't know. But being around Lonnie is like
There's Cherry Bomb.
instantly just right. I gave her the grand Psycho House tour and took my revenge on Super Nintendo. And it was like, I don't know, I finally found someone I feel normal around. I drove her home and she gave me this tape and said, "You have got to listen to this." I haven't stopped playing it since.
So that must be the tape downstairs. Sam, stop leaving every goddamn light on the house. You're as bad as your sister. Daniel called again. He wants his Nintendo game back. I, Samantha Greenbrier, am 17 years old and am therefore an independent, fully functional human being. The fact that you still forbid me from going into the city on my own is frankly absurd. Compared with Katie, who's only 3 years older than me, you allowed her to go all the way across an ocean to another continent on her own. I just want to spend an evening in a normal, totally safe city on my own, like a human being, and since you may also remember that I have my own car, you can't really stop me. Warmest regards, your daughter Samantha. Hey, did I remember to change the game category on this? I don't think I did. I didn't. We're gonna update that real quick. Boom. So this has to be our sister's room, Katie. Got her own tape player. Looks like she took it with her. Adventurous the Cat Returns. I never played that one. Okay. Lisa Loeb. Hi Lonnie, I wrote this in first period and left it in your locker on the way to second. It's what all the cool kids are doing, I've decided. Write me back. Also, here's an idea for something to draw. 2 cats on a motorcycle. Hey, this is a good idea. What all the cool kids are doing is actually sending each other pages on their beepers, but we're cooler than them because guess what? They can't put this on a beeper. Cool drawing. The drawing of cats was so good that I added a background to make it even better. Maybe I should just stick to writing though. I like it. How did you know they were about to get abducted by aliens? I'm looking at Mr. Fish right now. I feel like he probably would have a lot of cats. Also, like his secret shame is that he watches 90210 religiously. I'm gonna ask him about the cats after class. He said he has 2 cats and also that he's never watched 90210, but I could see in his eyes that he was lying. I mean, it's a lot different now than it used to be, but like, there's only so many things on TV.
We're so cool, yeah, yeah. Yeah, we're so cool, cool. We're so cool, yeah, yeah. Fuck you too, cool schmuck.
I'm very worried about copyright. But I am gonna have to listen to the song list of this game earlier. Or later. Highlighters, yep. That's a... Okay, I can. Undrank soda can. Oh, can I read these? Ben-Hur, Jungle Book. Mary Shelley. Metamorphosis, yeah. Kafka. All the Wild. Virginian. Tom Sawyer, Oliver Twist. Bunch of classics. Sam, I think the creative writing track would be perfect for you. Reed College, one of the nation's most lauded private liberal arts and science universities, is proud to announce its 14th annual summer program for young scholars. So I think my sister's just away at college. This program invites students of grade 10 and 11 to attend lectures, workshops, and discussions covering a wide variety of intellectual pursuits. By focusing on small group sections and close faculty-student interactions, the program encourages young minds to thoroughly explore areas of growth and enrichment as they approach the threshold of higher education. Beyond the benefits of the program itself, 3 students from each track will be offered a full scholarship. Oh. Educators at school have been provided with documentation to get things rolling. This is a good teacher. I get the sense it's an English teacher. I think I've thought about emailing my high school English teacher. I still see them around town every now and then. At my school, we had like a year-end video, and everybody had to put one thing they would miss about the high school, and I put the teacher, and we were her first homeroom class, so I accidentally made her cry. But I think most queer people have that one teacher that they really look back on fondly for doing their best to support them. But at the same time, that teacher made me get into Twilight, so you know, a bit of a mixed bag. I want to look at the game codes. Yeah, okay, she plays Chun-Li. I read this one? Yeah, that was the Lonnie note. Ophelia, yeah. X-Files. The Brother 150. Of course it's a Phaedrius. I want to see what's... Okay. That's all part of the ad. Don't want me and my dad are building. Want to go for a ride when it's done? Is this... I gotta compare that handwriting. Patti Smith, yeah. Dinosaurs, Lemonheads, Ice Cube, Groove. Soul Asylum Live, Eddie Vedder, Weezer. Veruca Salt Wants It Now. They've done a very good job at recreating things. I was terrified that was going to be the call signs of the station where I do my show. Alright. Okay, so she's got her room sort of loops around. Does it? Wait a second. Oh, that's the... Okay. See. Is there anything in here? So this is the same character from the thing she wrote in 2nd grade. The King's Labyrinth, Chapter 2, Fraying Threads. Captain Allegra, still in her flowing skirt and sturdy jerkin, descended the single shining thread into the lower cavern of the labyrinth. She and the first mate, on their own now, grew closer to the goal, the throne room of the dead immortal king of the island. The first mate slid down the line onto the stone floor. First mate's a she. She swept chalky bone dust from the floor of her canvas trousers and looked up at Allegra. Silken thread, nigh unbreakable thanks to the enchanted moss that inhabited the island, trailed behind, leading their way back to the entrance. From further into the labyrinth, a moaning began to echo. The moaning grew louder and clearer. It turned into words from some ancient language they could not understand. King's cursed voice. The hairs on Captain Allegra's arms stood on end. She looked back at the first mate, whose eyes remained locked on the blackness of the passage for a moment too long before noticing the captain gaze. First mate nodded silently ahead. Now there's multiple pages. The great basin of the dead king's throne room lay below. Skeletal and rotted orbs, the king was hunched over a blue orb, topping his royal scepter. As he sang, wailing souls flowed in one by one through the cracks in the cave walls, holding the orb, causing it to glow brighter and brighter. Behind the king, a long staircase hewn from rock led down into the chamber from a passage at the top. Allegra said, "We have the advantage in numbers. I will draw his attention and then you." But the first mate interrupted. "No. Smaller and quicker. And you know of dealing with mystic energies like these. I will circle to the other side, get the king's attention, and lead him on a merry chase." He sailed up the silk line, all traced by this invisible thread, of course. Allegra said, "It is a good plan, but perhaps we should go together." First mate shook her head. "You know, this is our best chance. Don't be afraid of me. Don't be afraid for me." They grasped hands and exchanged 3 tight squeezes, their palms growing warm. The first mate tied the shining thread to the belt of her trousers, gave a quick salute and a wink, and dashed off. Allegra waited, staring vigilantly across at the top of the stairs where the first mate was to appear. The king continued his way. No, the singing stopped. The king turned and began walking up the stairs. Allegra wanted to call out, to do anything to stop the first mate from running headfirst into danger. The king was nearly at the top of the stairs when the first mate burst through the passageway. He skidded to his top, then turned and ran, the king chasing after her with distressing speed. From some dank passage much too far away, Allegra heard the first mate scream. The line in Allegra's hands went taut, then sundered, then shuddered. Fell slack to the stone floor. Allegra ran, following the line, and came to its end. The unbreakable thread dangled limply, its end frayed in her hand. She tossed it to the ground and ran. What's this? That's where she hides her Bible, huh? S is for special, A for adorable, M for Mary. Yeah, it's a name thing. So the Bible and that get hide in the closet, and this gets hidden in a special drawer in the closet, though. No, I wanted to close the nothing on the backside, though. Is that? Okay. Those are like, gosh, I can't remember the word for them. Hey, more games. Super Spitfire by CMDP Interactive. Let's put that back on the shelf. Journey of Crystal. I wonder who they got for the art for this. Aye, nothing on the back. That's not proper. Okay. So, mom and dad's bedroom. Sucks that the bedrooms are so close to each other. Especially when you have your, like, their games in there. Like, I know that could bother some people. Alright, so you can tell the difference between mom and dad's drawers almost immediately. Telephone directory. 3 Bibles, holy. Dear Mom, Dad, and Sam, I am in the Channel. It's my second passage through the Channel. I'm on my way back from London. This time going to Brussels, Belgium. Sorry I didn't write you on the way to London, but I was too excited about the Channel. London was great, Dad. I know you always wanted to visit, and I think you really should. You'd love it. I wanted to come back here as a family sometime. I guess I could be convinced. Love you all. 80. Coaster by the bed. Got a Earth, Wind, and Fire and Willie Nelson poster. The Earth. Oh, it's the Earth Day benefit concert. Okay. 2 dressers, huh? I don't think there's gonna be anything in there. Aw, mitten. They got a TV too. Anything interesting on the tapes? Silence of the Lambs, that's nice. Bridge of the River Kaiwai. Home movies, that side looks. Sound of Music. Butch Cassidy. All the President's Men. What we got here? Walt Whitman? Yeah. I've read some Walt Whitman. Sorry, I pulled your bookmark out, but there, Dad. I'll get over it. Shouldn't be too hard unless he was in the middle of a poem. Okay, it opens all the way. Escape from Ghost. Is this a VHS one? No, doesn't look like it. I had a Goosebump game that sucked to put together. Somebody's interested in watercolor technique. I suppose Bob be on the TV by now. Master bathroom. Ginger mint. What a sad medicine cabinet. Oh, the 2 bath. No mirrors because this is a video game. Oh man, this is nice. This would be so cool. Alright, so, you know, so many years into the straight white couple marriage, they, you know, reading some books. You know what, I guarantee the wife's reading that. And, well, I mean, the dad is the writer, seems interested in it. Maybe he is too. And again, maybe it reminds him of his failed writing career. We'll go to the end of this hallway. Katie, Mom and Dad are going to make up the guest room for you to stay in over the summer. But you came home on such short notice they weren't around to do it. You can use my room if you want. I won't be needing it anymore. What's that mean? I think she went to the college. composition. So this is my sister's ghost hunter novel. Oh, for the house. Saw a tall shadow. I wasn't wearing glasses. Faint voice coming from the bottom of the stairs. I said hello. Didn't investigate. Probably the furnace. Milk was just bought yesterday, but it's spoiled. I gotta see that drawing. Ooh. Ghost milk. Lonnie says she feels a presence in the TV room. I suddenly begin to feel cold. We build a protective pellet fort. Good move, Lonnie. Good move. Lonnie and I employ Ouija board as a medium. Disturbing messages are conveyed from the other side. Oscar definitely here. Enlisted Lonnie to stay up all night and help patrol premises, reporting any signs of otherworldly presence. Lonnie reported many sightings, but all remained unconfirmed. Possible ectoplasm in attic, probably due to leaky roof. Sample taken just in case. Despite our best efforts, we both fell asleep around 4 a.m. Close to Halloween, too. It's, Hey Sam, you're asking what my JROTC ribbons meant. Here's a handy guide. Orienteering. This means the armies think I can find my way around. Orienteering's fun. Rifle team. The army has branded me as a certified killing machine. Adventure training. I am a born adventurous and no borders can hold me. The army recognizes this. So if you didn't think I was cool before, now you do. Alright, so yeah, so Katie's me. Gosh. This is a nice room though. Gosh, just to lay here and hear the sound of the rain beating on the roof. Bit of a tear in the wallpaper, but that's nothing to worry about. We're gonna ignore that for now, even though I know that's the end game. This is the watercolor room. Somebody redoing sunflowers. I wonder if it's the mom's pastime. There's another tape player just in case. Which means performance evaluation. Richard, supervisor Janice. Evaluation period. Fives across the board. Is a good guy during the controlled burn. We want him to be permanently reassigned here. He's so good. Halloween show.
Sometimes you just have to lie to mom and dad. Like when Lonnie asked me to see a band with her and stay over at her friend's place in the city after. That's a lie to mom and dad's situation. But it was so worth it. The girls on stage were just so loud and real and awesome. And everybody was moving together like one huge tide of sound. Between two songs, Lonnie leaned over and said, "How do you like your first show?" I was so happy. I felt tears starting in my eyes. And then she up and hugged me. I think she could tell.
Tell what? Tell that you're interested in the poetry of Sappho? Sewing room. I should have expected that. I know how sewing machines work. Oh. Cool. So they went as their OCs for Halloween. That's cool. Lonnie, holy crap, I was in... Sorry, I can't say holy crap and not think of Family Guy. Lonnie, holy crap, I was in the library and I noticed something in the corner and found a secret package and it had Oscar's creepy old stuff in it. Oh my god, I have to see this. We're skipping 6. Okay, cool, they marked it. Heavens to Betsy. Can I see the song list on this one? Sort of got to swing it in an awkward way. This is just an empty tape. Okay, so they marked it. We'll do that after we finish exploring stuff. This Sam's dark room. Do not enter if red lights are on. The red lights are on. It's locked. There's one more room over here. This. Hey Sam, do you want to see Pulp Fiction after school at the Coliseum? Came out last weekend and Todd won't shut up about it, so it's either good or we can make fun of him for liking it. My mom is supposed to cook dinner for us tonight for Saint, but I can just ditch out on it probably. What time? Also, isn't the movie supposed to be really violent? Am I gonna barf? According to Todd, it is pretty hardcore. I guess Uma Thurman gets stabbed in the heart with a herring needle, so that's kind of hilarious. Also, something about cheeseburgers is important. I think Todd's going home, so you can see it again if that's okay. 7:15, okay? Don't barf. Alright, I'll see you then. What a simpler time when not everybody knew about Quentin Tarantino's foot fetish. How could you not, though, as soon as From Dusk Till Dawn came out? So she has a bathroom close to her room, too. Oh. Red right dye, semi-permanent hair dye.
Lonnie brought her hair dye over today. She said, I need to fix these roots. Think you could help? Dyeing hair is weirdly intimate. I don't know if I've touched someone else's scalp before. It's pretty intimate, right? It felt intimate. We looked into the mirror together after, and I expected her to say something about how it looked crappy or good or whatever. But that's when she said, "You're so beautiful." And she was looking at me. Right in that moment, I wanted to say something, but I waited, and the moment was gone.
Girl, you're so down bad for Lonnie. That door, or am I just insane? Just insane. Okay. Sorry, I had to check something real quick. Okay, so we want to go through Mom and Dad's room. Into here? Yes. Ghost Hunter house investigation log. Hidden compartments found. 3. Library, upstairs hall, foyer. Evidence of the supernatural discovered. 0. Hidden compartments marked on the map. Thank you. So, haven't I been here? I have. What do we got here? The Misfits plus special gets Maidenhead. So this must be the original, as far as I know.
At Todd's brother's place after the show, there was only a futon to sleep on, so Lonnie and I shared it.
Girl.
The lights went out. I was turned toward her. My eyes started to adjust, and then I could see she was looking at me, too. In the dark, she smiled. My heart was beating so fast. I rolled over. I felt so, I don't know, nervous. After a minute, she put her arm around me and was so close and whispered in my ear, "I really like you." I just nodded my head, and I really hope she could tell. I really hope that she meant what I think she did. I felt like a shook-up can of soda ever since. I hope we have the chance to talk before I explode.
I'm glad they're such good friends, said the historian. Sorry. Half of Sam's locker combo. Haven at the edge of the world. Private, do not read. Samantha Green. The Green Glacier, Part 1. Samantha Greenbrier, 9th grade. I might have to get a drink for this. All out of my, I mean, I'm drinking soda instead of water, but you know. Allegra and her scouting party peered down warily through the dense canopy of rustling leaves from their perch in the forest branches. Mere feet away, sunlight shone brightly off the inner ice walls of the glacial basin in which the forest grew. It was a strange sight indeed, such lushness juxtaposed with the frigid ice formations. Allegra leapt forward without hesitation, bounding through the high branches. The first mate had been captured by the Green Glacier's Amazonian tribe. Okay, so it's using males for him now. His life hung in the balance. We have to hurry. Her party followed behind, moving quietly as a breeze through the greenery. Allegra landed in the clearing and shouted, "Stop!" She saw the Queen Amazonian up on her pedestal, reaching for the lever that would drop her first mate into the vat below. She shouted, "No!" and flung her saber at the Amazon's reaching hand, but it was too late. The first mate screamed as he fell towards the water, then splashed down, and all was eerily silent. Allegra looked on, frozen in fear and remorse. She'd been a moment too late. But then, from the bat, something began to emerge. Is this a TF story? A head of dark brown hair just like the first mate, and the shoulders and sleeves of his coat soaking wet. But as the figure stood and the water poured down, Allegra saw the first mate had changed. He was no longer a man at all. In fact, what looked back at her were the eyes, the face, the hair, and hands and bodies of a woman, still in the first mate's clothes. Still the first mate. He spoke in a soft, clear voice. "Captain?" The Amazonian queen said, "She is one of us now. She is ours." Allegra drew her magical flintlock pistols from her belt, and her crew readied their swords. Allegra glared into the queen's eyes and said, "That's the love of my life, and you can't have her." So we found, what was it, 50-1. I hope we didn't miss one. Should always check some other places, like the library there again. So part of the reason I'm putting all these back is in case the parents ever check. You know, it's important for a kid to have secrets. Maybe not this many places, but you know. Worst case scenario, I can force it. No, there's another one there. That's probably where it is. Yeah, just in case, you know, don't want to worry the parents. Pen. Hello, hello. Who are you? Oscar. What do you want to come back? Put that back as well. So, okay, yeah, locker's right there. $0.51. Lonnie, huh?
Lonnie came over today. Everything was different. She was sitting at my desk chair, and she wouldn't look at me. Finally, I asked her what was going on. She said she felt like she'd done something wrong that night in the city. Like I must think... But I said no. There was nothing wrong. I just wanted to say... But I couldn't find the words. I felt like I was gonna cry, but I wasn't sad. She got up and sat next to me on the bed. I looked at her. Lonnie... Do you think you could ever... And that's when she kissed me.
Good for them. So cigarettes in here, not surprised they'd hide there. Oh, I didn't even notice Gillian Anderson. Okay. All these have dates. But we got a basement key here. I wish I could lock that again. Make sure I close that. It's not even... I know it doesn't affect anything, it's just like... I think if the kid is using it, they should have the privacy. Of course, I don't mind opening every door in the house and leaving the lights on, though, and, you know, raising the price of the power bill. So yeah, the other hidden panel's over here. That's the one you grab that one and go to the attic, and that's the end game, but I imagine we find out about that one in the basement. I know when the game came out, people posted the speed run of, oh, you can beat it and whatever. I'm really enjoying this. Of course, I'm a much different person than I was when I when the game first came out. Chips with the clip. Dear Samantha, I would like to cordially thank you for having me to your abode for the Thanksgiving holiday with your lovely family. I enjoyed the flavor of potatoes, and also it was weird being around your parents for that long. But it was pretty funny how impossible it is for your dad not to be awkward for more than 30 seconds at a time. Very cordially yours, your close friend and confidant, Lonnie D. A fancy man. Oh, quite. Dear Miss DeSoto, allow me to take this opportunity to thank you in kind for being such a gracious host of the festivities at your father's estate following the aforementioned meal with my parents. Your family's Thanksgiving feast was the more enjoyable of the two events, I must say. I especially appreciate the time I spent with your grandmother, who was a lovely woman with sterling taste and a refined air. Let's do it again, same time next year, shall we? Indeed, Madam Samantha L. Greenbrier, Esquire. Imagine playing it and just still not getting it. Like,
It's different now. I mean, we still hang out all the time like before. But now when no one else is around, well, you know. So you could say we're dating. But it's secret. Secret dating? I don't know. I mean, I guess that's the real difference. Now when we get off the phone or go home for the night, or it's just quiet and we're alone, we say I love you.
whispered in quiet, and no one else is around to hear. Hey, look, it's the haunted boiler. Oh man, one of my old sex ed assignments. I might be able to read that without the square. Reproductive System Worksheet 6 by named Caitlin Greenbrier, 91. Below are 2 stories. The events are all out of order. Get a sheet of lined paper, choose one of the 2 stories and rewrite it. Begin with the title and your name. Find a topic sentence to begin your paragraph. Put the sentences in chronological order. Make sure the last sentence is a good concluding statement. A. The menstrual cycle travels through the fallopian tube. The ovary releases the ovum. About 2 weeks later, since the lining of the uterus is not needed for a pregnancy, it comes out through the vagina. It is incredible how the female body knows how to prepare for pregnancy. If the egg doesn't meet a sperm, it dissolves. While the ovum is developing, the lining of the uterus is getting thick and soft. Another ovum starts to develop in one of the ovaries, and the process begins again. An ovum starts to develop. And this must be the completed version. The menstrual cycle. An ovum starts to develop. While the ovum is developing, the lining of the uterus is getting thick and soft. The ovary releases the ovum. It travels through the fallopian tube. The egg does not meet a sperm. It dissolves. 2 weeks later, since the lining of the uterus is not needed for a pregnancy, it comes out through the vagina. Another ovum starts to develop in one of the ovaries, and the process begins anew. It is incredible how the female body knows how to prepare for pregnancy. Plaque. There's the Caitlin one. I get the sense with all the track stuff, clearly the Star Kid, all the medals and stuff. This isn't Katie's story, though. There's the boiler and furnace. Is that right? I'm sure somebody will correct me if I'm wrong. Okay. Dear Samantha Greenbrier, we would like to thank you on your acceptance to creative writing track. I called it. I knew it. Based on your portfolio and academic record, we are also pleased to offer you financial aid to cover 75% of the summer program's tuition and fees. The attached document contains specifics regarding your schedule, optional secondary track sessions, and your dormitory assignment. We very much look forward to your participation in the summer program, and again, thank you, Julie Morris, Head of Admissions.
I'm so stupid sometimes. I was telling Lonnie that I got into my college summer program thing, and I was all making plans like, you should come visit me, stay in my dorm room. But she said, Sam, I ship out on June 6th. I was like, ship out? To where? She said, to basic training. What did you think I was doing all that ROTC stuff for? I guess she's been planning to join the Army right after high school since she was like 12. And I guess she's really going to do it. So I was like, after graduation, I'm just never going to see you again? She said, let's just have fun while we can.
What took a turn I didn't like? It's the 90s, so, you know, things gotta happen. Oh, this is one of Granddad's books. Joyce, A Complete Understanding. Okay. Why'd they cut the face out? Could be an accident while moving, maybe? $14K gold heart pendant and 2 halves, customizable with up to 10 letters and names, dates, initials, anything you can dream up. Gift boxed, imported. Sweet. One of Dad's books, was something stuck to it? From the desk of Richard Greenbrier, PhD. Dear Terrence, thank you for sending a copy of your newly published book. An author's first public manuscript is a momentous occasion. I read it this afternoon. I certainly recognize my son in the subject matter. An author's works is the externalization of that which he holds dear, and that which he fears. And in this respect, I believe your work was successful. But the lens through which the personal shone was needlessly clouded by genre cliches and implausible dime store science fictional deus ex machina. I congratulate you on surviving the great ordeal that is publication, and rest assured that readers of your chosen genre will lap us copies hungrily. But I urge you to shed artifice. You can do better. With a father's love and encouragement, Richard Greenbrier, PhD. So, I'll check that in a second. So, Grandpa is a doctor. He writes realistic works and does not approve of the science fiction stuff. March 3rd, 1959. Mason's Pharmacy Soda Fountain welcomes Boone County youngsters. Cirques of Goodfellow High School students were rosy today, as each and every last one stepped up to the newly christened soda fountain at Oscar Mason's Pharmacy downtown. Following many months of renovations, including a brand new dispenser to mix fizzy water with any number of flavored syrups, A glass-topped ice cream case from which to scoop, scoop, scoop to the heart's delight. Mr. Mason, long a well-loved fixture of Main Street, looked overjoyed to welcome the throne of young people. The first sweet served up to the crowd was a chocolate sundae. Terry Graybriar, age 8, favorite nephew of Mr. Mason, and yeah, it's rips in the page. Citizenship stuff. On July 20th, 1972, the court, having found that Janice Elizabeth Connolly Greenbrier, then residing at 1010 Fifth Avenue, Seattle, Washington, intends to reside permanently in the United States, has complied with the applicable provisions of such naturalization laws, and was entitled to be admitted to citizenship, thereupon ordered that such person be, and he was admitted as a citizen of the United States of America. Testimony whereof, the seal of the court, Harris C. Clover, check it out. She must be from London or something. Give me a bit of more of an idea about the family. Crab lid. It's nice you can auto put that stuff back to your default place. Hey Sam, I'm writing you from Multnomah Falls. Here on a stupid church, which is stupid because it's March, and I don't know if anyone running the school has been to Oregon. But it's cold and rainy as shit in March. Wish you were here. Oh wait, you are here because I'm writing this to you in the gift shop. Oh shit, here you come. Lonnie.
They tell you to stick with the group on field trips, Katie. There's a reason for that. Lonnie and I snuck off on the side paths at Multnomah Falls and got a little lost. Okay, a lot lost. Like, for hours. Right before the bus left, we found a trail and came running down the path, soaked and covered in mud, shouting for the bus not to leave. The school called home. Mom and Dad said, "You didn't get into trouble like this before you met that Lonnie girl." But I don't think they know about us. The kids at school, though, I'm really afraid that's a whole other story.
Yeah.
Stick with the group, Katie. Stick with the group.
Don't stand out. Don't get clocked. I mean, why else would my character here spend an entire trip in Europe, you know? Servants' quarters. Dang. Dear Sam, I'm so happy you liked the drawing. Just thinking of us when I drew it. I knew you'd be able to tell. You'd love Mexico, I think, probably. Nature here is totally different than back home. I keep thinking about Allegra and the first mate lost on a mysterious island where even the plants are out to get them. Then I think they live together, out there in the wilderness together. I start thinking of you again. I lie here in bed and I can almost feel you. I'm trying to save it up for when you were together again. I haven't done a good job, okay, but I tried. Okay, enough about that. The last letter got to me the day before we started driving back north. We'll be racing this letter home. If I get home first, we can read it together. And yes, I'm taking tons of photos. We'll have to spend so much time together in the dark room. To Amor, Lonnie. I want to, today's Spanish lesson wasn't, on there. Girl Scout, the band formerly known as Cub Scout Set List, Role Model Authority, Main Squeeze, Telling Stories, Instruction, First Mate, Self, Girl Scout Denial.
Todd's band lost their singer. Todd said he sucked. Lonnie said he got sick of Todd's shit, and he was complaining about needing a new singer. So Lonnie was like, I can sing. And they were all kind of like, you can? And she was like, probably. But she's been rehearsing with them for like a week now. And I finally got to see them play in Todd's basement today. And she's actually really amazing. I feel so proud when she's on stage. It's incredible being in awe of someone you love. So everybody knows it's like a temporary situation till she ships out in June. But till then, I'm gonna be at every single show.
Yeah. Okay. Well, at least we cleared that. It's starting to feel like a Silent Hill game for a second there. There's another tape. You bought it. Paid cash. Come on. Nice. Good stuff. Alright, let's clear off this last room. It must be close to done. To upstairs. So there's some of the diary pages. This must be where she was writing it. Dear Miss Greenbrier, I appreciate the time and effort you put into writing your letter. It showed initiative and was well written, but it does not change the mind of this matter. While I understand that Miss DeSoto is a friend of yours, the fact of the matter is that she defaced school property with profanity. The fact that she allegedly defaced her own locker as retaliation for another student doing the same to yours is immaterial. As to your complaint that no other student has been punished for their part in this incident, the fact is that no guilty party has come forward. There's been no convincing evidence as to who might have defaced your locker. In other words, there is no one to punish. I would suggest letting this issue drop. It will only bring more unwanted attention on yourself, which I believe is what you claim began this whole incident in the first place.
I don't get Lonnie sometimes. Like, her band, and our zine, and her hair, and everything are all anti-authority. But I watch her in JROTC, and she's doing drills in perfect formation, following orders, no question. And there's all this stuff in the news about don't ask, don't tell. Like, she's going to join the army and then have to lie about who she is. She said they don't need to know what they don't need to know. Like it was no big deal. This from the girl who trashed her locker to, like, defend my honor. I've learned when to stop arguing, though. I don't think Lonnie even gets Lonnie sometimes.
It's complicated when you can't outwardly be yourself. Another tape player there. Woman Outlaws. This'll show you who run thing around this joint. She's tougher than a wild Mustang. No female is gonna tell me, yeah. So like a redrawn Wonder Woman, maybe? Kevin to Betsy. Speaking against the patriarchy, hard enough, had enough. One's for you, Grossman. How many copies did they make? Nice. I wonder if they actually handed it around. That would have been cool. This is gonna... Okay. So Lonnie's learning Spanish. Earhead conservationalist Greenbrier. Do your exemplary management of the Flintlock prescribed burn operation. Services need for experienced personnel to direct regional operations. We'd like to offer you the position of Regional Conversation Manager Director responsible for operations throughout Northwest Oregon. Your post would change. You'd work in the regional management office. So that explains where Mom is. Hey Lonnie, sorry my mom was such a bitch last night. She's hardly ever around since her forest is like an hour away, and when she is home, she takes it out on you. Like, because you're not a member of the family, she knows you won't call her on it, and I'm sorry. Haha, it's okay. I know she's just jealous of our cool and freewheeling lifestyles. I feel sorry for you. Lucky my mom lives in Florida. You have to have a mom every day. Sorry, I didn't mean to bring up the mom thing like that. I know I shouldn't complain. No, I'm being totally serious. My mom is a psycho-Christian, and her new husband, Don, is a complete tool. Living in Florida with him is her internal punishment in my mind. You wouldn't rather live with your mom in Florida? No. Inside Edition. Investigative team visits camp whose specialists help adolescents overcome deviant behavior and homosexuality.
Katie, you know how Mom and Dad are. Not exactly super open-minded about things. It feels like every minute I don't spend with Lonnie, I spend worrying about them finding out about us. And what would happen if they did? You know Dad's joke about the nunnery that he'd tell whenever you brought boys around the old house. I wonder where he'd want to send me.
That's rough, kid. Cool. No wonder she wanted me to not have this bedroom. Pretty sneaky, sis. Okay, we can go out this way and finish off that section. '95 Earth, Wind, and Fire concert. Let's put that back for. Sam. You know, this skull was the coolest thing I found in Mexico, and it was like $3. American. I love it. Merry Xmas. Miss you. L.P.S. Treasured always. How many purses does one woman need? Hi, Jan. I got 2 tickets for Earth, Wind, Fire on Thursday, but my girlfriend says she doesn't want to go. Tasting Music rears its ugly head again. That leaves me with an extra ticket that I thought you might be interested in. More fun than clearing brush in the freezing rain, right? Rick. That was the, person who came in, so that's why it's hidden. I think Mom might have been cheating. Okay. Alright, so parents have seen the zine, presumably? Sam, since you refused to hear us out this afternoon, your mother and I are putting this in writing so we are absolutely clear. You're grounded from the rest of the month for social and telephone privileges and from using your car for anything that's but going to and from school. I understand what you're going through, but we can't allow you to continue with this kind of behavior at school. Clearly, once your privileges are reinstated, we can't allow you to have your bedroom door closed when Lonnie's at the house. Last word on the matter. Back on course, so this won't have to happen again, Dad. At the Greenbrier principal's office. Distributing inappropriate materials on school grounds. Phone call to parents.
I had an interesting talk with Mom and Dad tonight. One you were never gonna need to have. I mean, you've known, right? I've known. I've known since, like, She-Ra. Mom and Dad didn't, I guess. They saw the zine and the stuff on the locker, and they were like, is there something we should know about you and Lonnie? And so here's the thing. I was prepared for them to be mad, or disappointed, or start crying, or something, but they were just in denial. You're too young to know what you want. You and Lonnie are just good friends. You just haven't met the right boy. It's a phase. That's what I didn't see coming. That they wouldn't even respect me enough to believe me. Well, joke's on them, because they're in for one very long phase.
Hell yeah, Sam. Stick it to the man. Another one of the postcards I sent. Hi, Mom, Dad, and Sam. The Vatican is weird. As you can see, the Catholic Church has a lot of money left over from the Middle Ages. Gotten to see all the art, including the Sistine Chapel ceiling and sculptures by Michelangelo, Donatello, and the rest of the Ninja Turtles. Mom will have to come back together. I would love to be here with someone who really appreciates the history behind everything. Also, Sam, they have various relics, as in pieces of important dead people, so you should come too. Next stop, Barcelona. Calm down, Dad. I won't get gored by a bull. Probably. Love, Katie. Bills. Congratulations, Janice Greenbrier, Regional Director. And I say congratulations because, come on, you're going to take the job, right? What are you waiting for? An engraved invitation? Call him back. But in the meantime, let's talk about that little outing you had with our favorite flannel-clad hunk. What a blast. You sound like you're reading a lot into an innocent night out. You sure there's something there? You said he has an out-of-town girlfriend. You sure they're not serious? Okay, so we have to figure out when we'll see each other next in person. Enough with the letters. I owe you a congratulatory margarita, boss lady. Soon. Gets, I don't know, is it Ghost in the Shell? Don't give up this time, honey. So yeah, Dad's still trying to write. Having a rough go of it. He's trying. Okay, just doubles back on that. There we go. Kitchen. So, I mean, at least it got published. Sam's schedule, working at Crown Burger on Bethel Road. Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 3 to 7, Saturday, 12 to 6. Mr. and Mrs. John Blair request the honor of your presence at the marriage of their daughter. Ellen Margaret to Mr. Richard Morris Pettermack. Monday the 4th of June, 1995 at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I got home on the 5th, so they're at a wedding. The fridge. Hell yeah, cola. Gonna have some more of that after the stream. Salad dressing, ketchup. What's this? Milk. American cheese slices. Don't look like my fridge. Jam, yeah. Apples and banana. Can I open the freezer? I can. What's that? Frozen spinach. Corn. I'm not fond of frozen vegetables. I get it, but I've always preferred fresh. This ice cream, cookie caramel. That sounds good. I haven't been able to afford ice cream in a little while. Maybe I'll get my dad to pick me some up. He might be accommodating. Depends on his mood. Yeah, that's best painting so far. Power went out. Right now. Dishwasher, nice. The 90s too. They're still putting their cupboards together. Check that in a second here. Congratulations on your new position from Bruce Pendleton. Phone's dead. So they're on an anniversary trip too. Rick's like, so they couldn't make it to the wedding because they went on an anniversary trip. It looks like they're doing all right. Okay, let's check the pantry. This cereal, honey snaps, yeah. Look at that again. Yeah, fuel for winners. Big beans, thinking about them beans. Black beans. I gotta get black beans. I wanna make a chili again. Hot chips, ketchup. Or just Emperor Helper. Tuna dinner. Ooh, that sounds awful. Hip O's. Betty Crocker cake. So it looks like they republished them. It's a different publisher. Dear Mr. Greenbrier, first let me say that I hope this missive finds you well. Hell, it feels like a goddamn miracle that it finds you at all. You know how long we've been trying to track you down? Worry not. We aren't the feds, the men in black, or any other sort of creeping fascist hobgoblins. In fact, we're on your side. We start from the beginning. Unknown Dimensions is what you might call a specialist publishing house. We traffic in the weird, the ahead of its time, the lost but not forgotten by a small but dedicated group of plugged-in bibliophiles type of out there mass market shunning visionary expression that refuse to be taken on anything but its own terms. We've had an unparalleled run since our inception 4 years ago. It's unearthing and receiving Christ over zombie-like time. Timeless works such as N.N. Bestman's Message of the Snake Man, It's Inside Me by Jens Keller, and Emil Grieger's oft-banned Venusian Flesh Traders. But ever since we discovered tatty copies of your accidental series at a church rummage sale in Long Branch, New Jersey, we've been trying to track down the author of this weird and dark American outsider art. John Russell, mild-mannered insurance agent by day, reckless history-revising sociopath by night, is the twisted peacekeeper that modern suburban America deserves. It is our mission to bring him back to life. We want your permission to reprint the work since your original publisher, Murky Books, sold it a decade ago. We want you to supply a new foreword for the books to appear in brand new editions of The Accidental Savior and The Accidental Pariah, be produced by Unknown Dimension as a limited run and marketed directly to our highly discerning customer base. We look forward to embarking with you and to trusting your work screaming back into the sweating palms of an unsuspecting American public. It's about time. Blast off. Kaz. So things are looking up for Dad's writing career. His original books are getting republished. Sam, your mother and I will be away for a long weekend celebrating our anniversary, June 3rd to 7th. We will be camping in the gorge, but we will give you a call on the way home. Sorry the kitchen is still mid-renovation. Never trust a contractor. $40 is on the table to order pizza while we're gone. Be good, Dad. Gosh, imagine how cheap pizza was back then. Lonnie, my parents are leaving town, so we'll have to run the whole house till you leave. Imagine actually spending the night in my room instead of sneaking to our usual spot in the attic. Not that the attic doesn't have its musty allure, but my bedroom is warmer. Sam, we should defile your parents' bed weather. That'll show them. Lonnie, you were gross. Never change. Sam. Name tag. Ask me about clown combos. So this is the trash. Threw that out. So, they never told me about where the end game is, but I'm running out of locations. I'm glad to find out Mom wasn't cheating like immediately after I thought she was. They haven't told me about that yet. Let's hit this floor up for a second. Weird where they put it. Can I open that back up? Or do I have to go all the way around? Jeez, I didn't realize there was a zoom. You know, could always cheat. Okay, we're gonna count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay. I'm checking. I don't want to miss any of the journal entries, so I'm checking a list of locations. Because those are part of the game I'm really enjoying, is listening to those. Samantha and Daniel were in the woods one day. It was sunny and they were on an adventure, but they went to the bad part of the wood and it got dark. Daniel said, "Are you scared?" So Samantha said, "No, are you?" They laughed and went more into the bad part than they went to a part that was never there before, and there was a ship, a pirate ship. On an ocean, Samantha said, "I'll be the captain and you'll be the first mate." Daniel said, "Aye, captain," and they went on the pirate ship and started sailing. So this was a even earlier school assignment.
Daniel finally came over to get his game. I'd been dreading it. But he brought this story with him that I wrote when we were little. I started reading it, and then there I was, crying at the kitchen table. He asked what was wrong, and I was thinking about how we used to be friends, how much I'd taken for granted. But instead, I told him about school, and Dad, and Lonnie. And then how sorry I was that I wasn't his friend anymore. He gave me a hug and said it was going to be okay. For some reason, I almost believed him.
Okay, there's another one over here. ROTC, Lonnie.
I asked Lonnie what she had to do to get ready to ship out for basic training. She said, not a lot, really. You're not allowed to bring anything with you. You have no possessions, no contact with the outside world while you're in basic. You just train hard every day, and then you deploy from there. So, they'll just send her away. To who knows where. The other side of the country, the other side of the world. My mind, can't process it. She's really going to be gone. Just gone.
Making sure I'm not missing. I know where the last of all the tapes are, so I'm on good track for that, but I think oh, there's a I didn't finish out the hallway, that's what it was. Soto pizza on a weeknight? Yeah, I'm down for it. Always. Gosh, this is so cool. It's outside.
We agreed our last night together would be our happiest ever, and we'd forget tomorrow was going to come at all. It worked for a while. We had a good time seeing Oscar off, then ran up to the attic to look through our photos, to find one for Lonnie to take with her. And looking at them, I realized they were all in the past, and there wouldn't be any more. And I didn't know what I was going to do. And I cried, and she held me. She said she knew it was hard, but life would move on. I said I didn't want my life to keep moving without her. That's when she cried too. I was so exhausted. I must have fallen asleep like that, in her arms. In the morning, I woke up, and I was finally alone.
Hey, look, the end game.
The sunset light in this house is the saddest thing I've ever seen. I just want to sleep. When I'm in the attic, it almost feels like Lonnie could still be here. She's just downstairs. I'm just waiting to hear her pull down the hatch and come running up. Maybe I'll go up to the attic and wait.
That explains where the picture the ripped one. I'm actually headed back to the basement because there's one thing down here we forgot about. Yeah, so they ripped it right out of this painting here. Looked like. Mason's Pharmacy, 1963. That's the safe down here. It's a missable thing. And I wanted to make sure to check that out too. Probably would have done that even if I wasn't streaming it. This doesn't really feel like the thing you can experience twice. Over here. Bunch of medical supplies. Mary Greenbrier. Dear sister, I write what shall be my last appeal to go unanswered one way or the other. I feel a prisoner. I was on an island with no jailer, no human soul for commune, only my one mind examining itself endlessly searching for relief. In the years since transgression, I have sought no absolution, only bare forgiveness. In good faith, I have removed myself from all temptation, sacrificed to prove my commitment however I can imagine. Since mother's passing, I have yearned for nothing more than the acknowledgement of my own kin, to be treated as human again. To breathe the air of human spirit once more. By grace, even a wretch like me could be saved, but I do not expect it. If not response is received, I shall henceforth accept my sentence, and one day simply cease to be. May the brothers love always. Oscar Mason. Syringe. Let's, before we go up to the attic, let's find that obituary again. I want to check that out, see if it listed like a cause of death or something. Because, I mean, he had all that stuff at home, like, could have done anything. Something's trying to scare me. Wasn't even on this floor, was it? Oh, it was. It was over here, wasn't it? He died in his home. Doesn't say how. But, so while looking that up, I see that, he may have, abused our father, his nephew. Which I guess, could have been a same relative there. And I guess giving the house and all the belongings was a bit of a way to atone. I hope the father doesn't have memories. I guess that abuse thing is like somebody on the Steam forum says word of God, but you never know. Let's just make sure. No, we want 3. Yeah. Want to make sure I have all the entries. Well, I can count actually. So apparently there's 24. And if the last 3 are in the attic, we should be good. We did get the attic key, right? We did. Oh, we're missing one. I don't want to miss any of those, because those are the real meat and potatoes. I don't even think they told us about this one. Going away show for Lonnie.
Lonnie had her going away show with her band tonight. She's so incredible on stage. When she was singing, I could practically forget everything. That we only had 48 hours left. That I don't know what comes next. That I can't live without her. Then she dedicated the last song to me. And I couldn't take it. I was out on the curb in the alley, sobbing till my ribs hurt. I would follow her anywhere, Katie. But I can't. Where she's going. After a long time, she found me. She said she was sorry. She said, I wish things could be different. I just wanted to make you happy. I said, I don't think you can anymore.
I am Mom, Dad, and Sam. I have a wonderful time on the beaches of Barcelona. Dad and Sam think you would like the gaudy architecture. It's from a strange alien world. Alright, so they both like sci-fi and ghosts and stuff. That makes sense. I'm headed to my final destination, Amsterdam. For how long? That depends. I'm running low on money. We'll look for a cheap standby ticket and call you when I'm headed home. Sorry for the short notice. Can't wait to see you all again. It'll be good to be home. Love. Alright. So the last two are in the attic. Glad I decided to look those up. It would have been a shame to miss some of those. The Danny and Dedication were, I guess, the only ones I really needed, but they were really nice. I still think she must be at the pool, right? Must have left today for it. Sam, I'll always remember what we had. Stay strong, kick ass. I love you. Lonnie.
Oh my god. Katie. I fell asleep in the attic, in Lonnie and my old spot, and I missed the first two calls. I just barely caught the third one before the machine got it. And it was Lonnie, on a payphone. She'd been on the bus to Basic, and she said she couldn't think of anything but me and us, and that she couldn't go through with it, with the army and being apart and all of it. And so she got off the bus in Salem. She said, Sam, I want you to pack up everything you can and get in your car and come find me. And let's just drive until we find somewhere for us. And she asked me if I could do that. And I said yes. Yes. Sam. Sam. Hello. Sam. Sam, where are you? Really? I need to talk to you. Please be there.
Hi, Mom.
So she would have been home. She wouldn't have been at college for that summer program. Imagine missing that drawing. Gosh, that would suck. Alright, let's just gotta make sure every... Red lamps, makes sense. I've done some Red Room stuff before. An old friend of mine, we don't really talk anymore. They used to be I mean, I think they still are. I don't know how often they do it, given, you know, the state of the world, but they were fairly into photography and did like the whole didn't have a whole attic, but we did some stuff in a closet once. And my high school actually had a little red room. It's always weird to think about, but yeah, it actually had one. Here's the end game. Letters to Katie.
Katie, I'm so sorry that I can't be there to see you in person, that I can't tell you all this myself. But I hope as you read this journal and you think back, that you'll understand why I had to do what I did. And that you won't be sad, and you won't hate me, and you'll just know that I am where I need to be. I love you so much, Katie. I'll see you again someday. Love, Sam.
What a nice little walking simulator. Heavens to Betsy, Bratmobile, the Youngins. Hey, if any of those guys are hovering their finger above the DMCA button, don't. You know, it's been a while since I've played like a story-driven experience like this, and I really enjoyed it. I can recognize this Dear Esther and a bunch of other things. Probably became the blueprint for some stuff, but this one was strong. I'm sure there's many others with weird narrative, but I think this one really elevated it, especially when I look back and think 2013 and gosh, all the hate this game got is so silly looking back on it. I know I definitely said like the odd dismissive comment, but I'm glad I finally matured enough and felt I was ready to check it out. I also see Tacoma is 50% off. I can't afford it, but that's this studio's follow-up game. I don't know how many on the team that worked on this are still on that property. But it, maybe check it out. $10, so I'm actually curious if I own it on itch or something, from like a bundle or something. But that's gonna be it for Gone Home.